Hey guys, welcome back to Bathtime Boys. I'm Eric, and the date is September 29th, 2020, and I got everyone with me tonight.
It's like a diary before you die. Like,
it's my obituary.
12, day 23, we're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
It's a great, wonderful day. And
It's the day of the debate, where I got the debate going in the background.
Those guys are watching the debate. I'm sitting here looking at my OBS screen. Sam's sitting there in his dorm room.
For those playing along
It's
at home,
a classic Tuesday before the Wednesday.
Alright, so for those playing this in the future, Eric Wilson dies 30 minutes after we start this podcast. Start counting. Alright, so we didn't do a podcast last week, but we have been working on new stuff. I don't think we're gonna reveal it yet, but it's coming up. We're gonna reveal it.
We've put out teasers, have we not?
No, we haven't. Nobody knows what it is, so we're not saying it. But I've got some topics. I was thinking, imagine when Pangea was a thing. Take me back to the good old days of Pangea. You know how our
Day one Fortnite map is Pangea.
Yeah, Antarctica was like a part of that landmass. Imagine being a tree in that Pangea landmass, and then or a family of trees, and then your Pangea, your continent, breaks away, and you all of a sudden get moved to the Arctic, and you're like a tropical tree.
I think you're thinking of it in a time slot that is way different than Pangea actually was.
Whoa.
Pangea went whoa, not
whoa. No, I'm saying that. I'm saying a family. I didn't say a single tree. I'm saying a family. Imagine your ancestors were tropical trees, and so are you, but you get born into Antarctica.
Wouldn't it's
earthquakes 30
and
degrees
stuff
Celsius colder
way
than
more
what you're
dangerous
used to.
if
That's some bad.
Man, then I'm finna be an ice tree.
Because instead of a rumble, it would just be a quick boom.
That'd be awesome. Is California just one day legit just leaves? Yeah.
California double jumps out of there over onto the European continent.
30 miles per hour, it just starts coasting into the ocean.
Florida just breaks off.
It boogie boards its way across the Atlantic.
Yeah, it's out of here. Imagine how that would change the world. You wouldn't be able to be a citizen of one country. You would just be a citizen of Earth, because you would just one day be in America, and then the Pacific Northwest.
Next be in the Bahamas, bro.
Yeah, and you would just be in Asia. It'd be okay. And you would just kind of move on with your life. It would just be
it'd be really good for world trade, because we'd just be oh,
that's true. You could just
I'm here now.
Yeah.
It would be. You're good, or a heist. Your getaway vehicle is just all of Washington.
Yeah.
You're sitting in Puget Sound with a paddle.
You wait for the continent to break off and go up to Canada.
Yeah, you're just waiting. Matthew, what's going on with the debates? Give us a debate update.
Okay, welcome. I am here now.
Yeah.
I'm in the episode, guys. 3 minutes
Did
in.
you just start recording?
In.
Okay, good.
I've been recording. I've just been not listening.
You have tuned
Biden
into
said
Yep, not said a single thing. If you didn't know I was here, I'm here, guys.
69.01.
I think the debate.
Today's topic. The struggles.
Yeah, welcome to Bathtime Boys
diabetes.
episode 27.
Uh-oh.
Women. I can't get one.
He can't get one. He can only get 3. But
Alright, what's going on with Biden right
Society. All right, so debate opens.
Yeah, give us a list of
Trump
every single
is
camera angle to use in this, in cinematic terms. So they start.
yeah, they have one camera angle.
Have
Yeah.
3. They have one
they
for
have the
Trump,
opening
one
angle.
for
Yeah.
Biden, and then they have one for the guy who's narrating. Not narrating, hosting.
Well, they got a split. They got a
they
big
do. They have
stage
a
one, and then they have the
shot.
split. That's the usual one.
They should start doing sick Nolan
this
shots
aerial
of
drone shot
just
switches
hard
into, a
pans and also crazy.
They put a hidden
Or
camera
do-
inside their podium, so you just hear them muffled speaking.
Yeah.
No, they just
There's
get
just some
Roger
small
Deakins
child
to
running around with
film
a
the
camcorder,
entire
just getting
debate, one take,
action
one
shots.
shot, but it's
There you go.
it's multiple people passing the camera off.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Just chucking it like a football.
Yeah, they throw it like.
Can I get minorly political right now and talk about this debate though? Okay, I'll start it like this. All right, so you know when you're like, arguing with someone about something like arbitrary, and you're like, like
cheese,
like thousands of
from
people
the grocery
like
store.
every year like get yada yada.
Man, bro, my cousin died of yada yada. Don't bring that up.
Like you just say, there's a big amount of people that something happens to, but you don't know the exact number. Have you ever done that? There's some large proportion of people
like disappear,
something like that. Like there's millions of people who die to heart disease every year, and then and then the person you're arguing with is like, actually, it's not like millions, it's like 900.
Damn.
That's exactly how the debate opened.
Was it the whole coronavirus cases? Was it like, oh, this many people?
No, it wasn't about that. It was about how many people have pre-existing conditions in healthcare. Joe Biden was like, that's like, how many people have pre-existing conditions, and that's why we need to keep like healthcare for people. And then Trump was like, it's like not that many.
He's like, man, it's like 7.
He's like that's like 1,000,001.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah.
Take that, loser.
I just think that's so funny because he could have made some sort of argument, but he decided.
Man, he'd be the kid just like Googleplex. He'd be like, yeah, Googleplex.
Yeah. You know that one Vsauce video where like Michael argues that infinity 1 is actually a true number. That means that Michael is totally the kid. Michael is totally the kid that said 1,000,001 in school. Like, there's no way, like. Yeah, and then he got like trolled in his high school years and just like bashed for it, and he's like, "No, it makes sense," and he makes that video. Do
you guys ever remember the kids in like elementary school and maybe even middle school who would like flex what their parents could do?
Beat up your daddy.
They'd be like, "Yeah, my mom can like walk," or some shit like that, like just really extremely.
Just to a handicapped child or a child who's like a handicapped mom. Yeah, my mom can walk. Take that. What are you gonna do now, loser? That's what I thought.
Jesus. Yeah, it was just such a weird, like, thinking back to the shit that mattered in elementary school. It was like, damn.
Kids get bullied for in elementary school is the weirdest garbage. Where, like, stuff you get bullied for, like, in high school and, like, college and stuff makes sense. Because you're, like, getting clowned on or whatever and you look like an idiot. That makes sense to make fun of people for that. Yeah, but then, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're wearing like a Tobuscus shirt at like 17 years old. Like at this point, it's like asked for.
People would bully you just because they like liked your backpack or something. Just like the dumbest reasons.
Yeah, I got a 5-star once in second grade because I was wearing an orange T-shirt. And some other kid was also wearing an orange T-shirt and 5-star me.
It's just totally.
5 stars are crazy.
I don't.
Yeah, I always think about that.
It's just because they're confused about what they should think.
It's ignorance. It's ignorance of what matters. Kids don't really know anything except for goo goo gaga, go to school, beat the shit out of my friends, like.
Throw rocks at cars,
commit war crime, and sleep.
Wake up, make
have you heard of that one case where some kid threw a brick off a bridge and like killed someone who was driving?
I thought that
was like a group of kids, and they all went to jail.
Like high schoolers or like middle schoolers. That wasn't like. I thought it was pretty old. Yeah.
Oh, it was?
Man, it's all about the get up, do addition, and then gang violence.
I was thinking about this. I don't know how reasonable this is to question, but like, I how like now that there's like all the schools are doing online learning and how there's no such thing as like side talk or really getting to like know someone even if you don't know them. Like how like if you're in a classround, even if you know.
No breakout rooms though. You go into a breakout room and like, what the fuck is up, you guys?
No, because it's still getting monitored. What I'm saying is now that people have to unmute and mute and there's no side conversations and
I hate
conversations
it.
are
I hate
always
online
with the
school
teacher,
because like you can't grab anyone inappropriately.
I bet you there still is. There's definitely still a commute.
Yeah. Well,
me virtually smacking Tyler's ass over Teams. Yeah, take that, bitch.
But no, I'm just saying that how like in middle school, the 8th graders bully the 6th graders, and the 6th graders are then less annoying because they're bullying, they don't get in trouble. That's not happening anymore.
Oh my god, I've talked about this so much. The pecking rule. It's the pecking rule.
There's no pecking rule now that Zoom classes, because there's protection via a screen and the mute button.
I'm not saying it's like
that's kind of cool because you're gonna get next year. If we go back next year, you're gonna have the sophomores and the freshmen be virtually identical because neither of them have experienced pecking rule in a high school.
It's not that they're going to be
weird.
virtually the same. They're just going to, like, the idea behind a high school, the idea of the pecking rule is that the seniors bag on everybody below them except for maybe the juniors, and the freshmen are always the fucking freshmen. That's it. So they learn to be like, oh, the freshmen. So now it's going to be just like the sophomores. We'll never think of these people will never be thought of as freshmen. Yeah. Society.
Matthew, how are politics going, Matthew?
Holy shit.
How are politics going?
I tune in for 10 seconds, and it's a shit show. This is a shit show. Trump is like, it's Biden's turn to talk. This is how these things go. They each have turns. They have like a minute and a half. It's Biden's turn to talk, and Trump is like, no, that's not at all right. Trump keeps butting in, and the guy who's managing the discussion is like, Trump, it's not your turn to talk. You're talking over him. Stop. And he just keeps doing it.
Funny. I saw this Babylon Bee post, and it was like Trump talks for 90 minutes of the thing while Biden quote sits there quietly and scared. But that's what Biden needs to do.
Biden's just like, look, Biden is literally saying
stupid, and he doesn't. If he gets another mess up where he's like white kids or like poor kids are just as privileged and smart as white kids, if he makes another mess up like that, you didn't see that? He said that.
No, it was I thought he said something about like rich kids are like not as something about black kids.
No, it was poor kids are just as
this
privileged
is ridiculous.
And
this is
as
like
white kids are, or something along those lines is what he said. It was really,
it's so
really funny.
I want to see them throw hands. Oh my god,
dude, they gotta
that'd be so
NHL rules into politics. Just straight up, you can just start clobbering people. This is certain.
No, they do it's like a gauntlet, so it starts with paintball, and then they do shots because they're old as fuck, and then they finally get to the end of the debate, so we see them in their like drunkenly painstaking state where they're like, they finally let their real character out.
Yeah.
The fence. Is it like,
no,
is
it's
it like
like
Olympic fencing where they don't
just
get
have
hurt, or is it sort of like stabbing?
Olympic, like they. No, it has to be Olympic. So like,
really
look, it's
interesting because if they were really drunk and you just gave them like long swords,
it's like Olympic fencing, but you can also throw an elbow.
At it, and then
could Biden pick up a long sword? That's
yeah. Oh, there you go. You can get in there. You can do a slash and just like kick him. It's like,
man, I wonder. Okay, here's a question. What's Biden's top speed? Like
in what? Running? Or like
yeah, just go.
The way he squints, it makes it look like his eyes are like just completely black.
I gotta go back to Matthew.
Biden just said, "Would you shut up, man?" Trump kept talking over him. Biden's like, "Would you shut up?"
What?
This That's
horrible.
This is hilarious.
You ever notice how like politics these days are just reality TV, and it's like that's what it is.
It's a fucking joke is the problem. It's
Yeah.
just old people, like, they can't be professional.
The narrator's like, would we try to be serious now?
They should
oh my
take him
God.
off stage, pump him with fucking like adrenaline, and bring him back out.
Pump him with adrenaline. That would kill Biden.
They just give him
Biden
one
probably
peanut
can't even have
M&M and he
Pepsi
goes,
anymore. The caffeine content would just put him out. Yeah, give him.
They're both doing fine. Like, they're not like having seizures.
Bro, he's gonna fucking die.
Give him a fucking.
Trump has clogged his arteries to the point that he probably can't even feel food anymore. Like, sustenance just simply isn't enough. He has to get it injected. Like, food just doesn't go through his arteries anymore.
One peanut
Okay.
M&M.
Speaking of food,
I
had this idea, and I bring it to you, the rest of you, in questioning of, is it cruel and unusual punishment? If I had a child and I never told them about the existence of pears, and I like gaslighted them anytime they ever questioned whether pears existed until they were 18, when I finally let them eat a pear, I also wouldn't let them eat it. I'd be like, you can't eat that. I don't know what that is. And if I gaslighted them and didn't let them eat a pear for 18 years until they were adult, and then handed it to them like, you've earned this.
That would be an epic
Is that
prank.
cruel and unusual?
No, that'd be so fun. No, you sneak it into their food, so they have this familiar. They have this familiar taste of the
flavor, and then they eat it at 18, and they have a stroke and die. They're like,
nothing but pears. It's like
the flavor
food doesn't exist.
It's like real.
And then on their
would
deathbed,
die.
they're like,
You-
prank sucker.
you
Food
could not
exists.
keep an infant alive by only giving them pears.
It's fucking. It's pears and protein powder.
Imagine one day they were like 12 and you just ate a pear in front of them, but for those last 12 years they've been conditioned to think it's A, like poison, and B, not real, and then you just like and then you just eat it and it's like, Dad,
that'd be
what
such
are
an
you doing?
interesting. Imagine like just taking specific foods, fruits, and like just items, and then making your kid think they're imaginary.
That'd be, you can't do that. You would get. I mean, it's like, I don't know if you could get your child taken away from you by just telling them that pears weren't real.
Easily convince
That's
a kid
that's
that
just
they
a bad
can
parent.
see
That's
a
not
color
like
that doesn't
that's not like unfit to.
Yeah, and you're like, I don't see that. What are you talking
That's
about?
true.
And
You
they're
could
like,
just tell them that blue is like like the reason that they like that's just
Okay,
green.
wait, no, back to the colors thing. I know someone that told me the story. Their parents, or like dad or something, convinced them that blue, like they convinced them colors had different names. So they got into.
So what did they?
It was like they said red was like green and shit like that, and it was just
my
like a bunch. And so they get to like preschool and like in elementary school, and they're like, "Oh, what color is this triangle?" It's like that shit's red as hell. That's a whole ass turquoise, bro. What's wrong with you?
burnt okra.
Turquoise. That is. I think
That's cleaved foreskin gray.
that's burnt sienna right there, bro.
Shit, bro.
2-month-old skin.
Yeah.
Man.
I think that's more evil than just telling them that pears weren't real, though.
I think
Like,
the
at
pears
that
would be
age-
really funny.
At that age,
Like-
that's like telling that's like the equivalent of like all of math at like. At
Well,
like
I
a
mean, if you
middle
think
level.
of-
Like,
what if
colors
you
are that
taught them-
important. That's what colors like.
You should like have a kid get really musical and then teach them all the letters are wrong, like completely fuck up all the clefs.
So
Like,
you're telling
yeah.
them, like, if you had a child prodigy that was amazing at the flute, just start teaching him like a different.
That's a
start to,
prerequisite.
Like
Getting
there's a
them
note
music,
called an
you have to
X
have
scale.
a
Like, can I do an
child
X minor
who's
scale?
like a musician.
He's that's okay. If you're listening to this like a cooking channel and you're taking
like,
notes of
about
which
the
ones to
colors
try
thing,
if you ever
if
have
you
kids,
think-
there is a
if you think about
prerequisite
it,
on this one.
There
Unfortunately,
is no color in the universe because
but
like
the payoff is amazing.
color as we perceive it is what our brain is telling us to perceive it as.
It's just our
So,
brain
like,
interpreting light waves. Yeah.
So like, you
Yeah.
could totally
Tell
convince like
darkness.
just some dumbass little kid that like only he can see colors and nobody else can.
No, you start telling them like you show them like a Chaplin movie, and then
Yeah,
they're like,
the world was
they're like,
actually
that's what
black
the
and
color,
white.
like they didn't
Yeah.
invent color back then. Like color wasn't.
That's
real.
okay. That's like a common misconception, though. A lot of people honestly used to think that
No, I
because
know,
the
but
whole.
I'm saying you could
That's-
really
that's the
just
plot
drill
of
it into their
Inception,
mind
too.
because they're developing. You could legit get them like
Yeah.
like
Yeah, Inception 2, where they go in his dreams and they
Hey,
incept
basic-
the
Inception
idea
2,
into his
you really
brain
see the
that
plot?
colors aren't real.
nice.
And that the world was black and white before The Wizard of Oz came out.
Oh, that's
Or
The
you
Wizard
or
of
you
Oz
convince them
invented
that they're a big.
yeah.
What?
Yeah. When Dorothy,
facts.
when Dorothy shows up.
Yeah, or
in
like
that
you-
explains why it's so
Wizard of
bright
Oz,
colors. You know,
everything's
like why the
colorful
colors
again.
are so nice.
That's
looking.
when everything. Yeah.
She's like, damn, Shotty, these light waves turn from matter to something I can perceive.
God heard Dorothy
would ever say
yell, "Damn,
shoddy."
shoddy," and then he cranked the saturation on Earth up to 100.
she comes in out of the house when it first
Shoddy
lands
got
and she
drip.
looks at the witch of the
Let me
east
steal
and
your
she's
shoes.
like, damn, Shoddy, you got drained.
The
Steal
scarecrow
your
shows up.
slippers.
He's like, damn, bitch, you got drip.
You got drip.
Oh.
Alright, I've got one more thought. Eric and I have already sort of discussed this. But like
Yeah.
Jesus only he walked on water in the Bible. Right.
Plug walk.
My question is
Yes.
the reason he walked on water because he couldn't swim?
Swimming didn't exist back then. They
Like
just
because
floated or drowned.
he channeled the power of above in order to walk. Well, I'm saying, do you think like
He's
Jesus
got, like,
would be
those
like
arm
really
floaties
awkward
on,
at a pool party?
he's
He'd be
just
like,
like,
jump
"I
in,
don't
and
know,
he sort of
guys."
stands on the water. Yeah, he's just like, but he's just standing.
My man pees on the pool, not in it.
That'd be really funny if pee was like oil, like it was heavier or lighter than
Oh,
water. So like there's pee in the
Start to
pool,
get
there
in,
would just be
not
like
get all
oil
the way in, and
puddles
so
like
he'd
all over
get
the
cold,
place.
Jesus
and then get out
Christ,
and be all
That's
upset.
so funny.
And you'd be like, no, if you had just come all the way in, you wouldn't be cold.
Yeah.
He'd take pool parties really seriously. He'd like try to baptize everybody. Man would just hold them under. He'd be like, I bet you're demons.
Anyone
Fuck.
be
You can't.
baptized?
Is salt
Like
water?
anyone old
I thought it had to be a
getting, like,
special water
baptized
for it to
the
be
first
baptized.
time?
Eh.
They just like
Probably.
I would hope not.
Joe Biden.
I don't think the
maybe.
water's cold enough to kill
Have you
them
seen?
from
It's like
shock.
Have you seen those videos where they like?
Yeah, they just
There's like
dunk 'em.
what they used to do
Pour
with
their
the baby,
blood.
like when babies were born, and
Yeah.
I think it's either Jewish. Yeah, they just grab him by the foot and fucking dunk him like a
Baby's
chicken
fine
tendy.
in water.
They would live. I don't think you could. Kill
Yeah,
a
they'd be
child
fine.
doing that. Yeah.
It just be they just I've seen
No,
people
like,
do it like
newborn
over and
babies
over. They're like,
fine.
oh yeah, the soul of Jesus is in you.
Yeah,
True.
they just like swim around.
They do. They just sort of chill.
The baby swimming
Yeah.
classes. My girlfriend told me about this. She was in one of the baby swimming classes, and they like threw her across the pool into the water.
Yeah, I don't get baby swimming classes. Like, what do you gain as a
we
parent from
took 'em
being
to
able
the
to tell your
class.
like
They
other
got 6
neighbors
of
that your
them. They
child
sat
can
'em
swim
down
at
on a
like 6
sheet.
months?
They grabbed the sheet.
Like, what
and
do you-
Uh,
Like
right
it's
into the
just
pool.
bragging. Yeah, like. Yeah.
skydiving with
cliff jumping with my
two
baby.
goggles.
You
like,
just
uh,
drop it.
This is a really stupid reference, but in the Andy Griffith show, this old show from like I don't know, like 50s, I want to say. There's this scene where he's walking and his nephew.
Oh
is,
yeah,
like,
and he
fishing.
just chucks him
He's
in.
like, "Have you ever gone swimming?" And he's like, "Child's like 8," and then the kid's
Oh,
like, "I don't
that
know,
one.
I
She
can't
runs in,
swim."
she's
And
like,
then
"No, you
and then
can't swim."
Andy picks him up and just
And
chucks
he's like,
him
"Why
in
don't
the
you
water.
help him?" And she's like, "Well, I don't know how to swim either." And he
No,
goes,
you can't swim.
runs
Now we
after
can.
her. Very funny.
Oh my god, bro. Andy
Very
I forgot. I didn't know that clip was from that show. I thought it was just a fucking like
Funny
a
90%
clip of
chance
man
from
throwing
that
child
a goofy
in the
clip of a man
stream.
throwing a child into a river.
funny clip.
That's what I bought
Live
it for,
leak,
Keith,
live leak.
for
Western man
ATV.
throws child into raging river.
Imagine how awful it would be if
Live leak
existed
workers
in,
falling
like,
off the Empire
when
State
everyone was working in like
Building.
factories
Oh.
and getting killed by like conveyor belts.
Oh.
Like, yeah, like or like the
be
Triangle
like-
Shirtwaist Factory, and they just had a Live Leak logo. Like, imagine how awful. Like today, there's
Jesus.
tragedies, but they're at least like you can expect
Yeah.
basically like one of 3. It's like an explosion of fire or like gun or you know.
I always
that's
think of the
normally what it
Industrial
is.
Revolution and how like
Yeah,
imagine
yeah, exactly,
people just
like-
like POV falling off the Empire State Building to my death. Live leak leak.
POV building the Empire State Building, and I fall when a slight gust of wind blows me off my wooden plank that I'm sitting on, attached by twine.
Oh my god. POV dropping a girder down onto the people
Yeah,
below
no, we
unsuspecting.
should. That's what we should do. We should start. We should just
I'm telling
start
you,
like
that'd be
live
crazy.
streaming.
Matthew, how's politics going? Oh, okay.
I'm
Welcome
glad
back
you
to the-
asked.
welcome
So,
back to the.
this is hilarious. Trump was like,
do a better
you
impression,
graduated
better
like
impression,
lowest
better
in your
impression, better
class.
impression,
You graduated lower in the class.
Yeah.
Biden was
that's
like,
actually really
Biden was
good.
like,
That's a really good Biden impression.
yep. All right. So, and then Trump was like, "Don't you use
Did
smart
Trump
with me.
graduate
Don't
top?
you say I need to get smarter.
Is
Don't
Trump
say
arguing
that."
he's like he graduated top of his class, so he's smarter.
No, Trump is like Biden.
Yeah, and what
You
did-
graduated,
and-
like, lowest
and did
or, like,
Trump
almost
not,
lowest of your
or did
class?
Is he?
I don't know. I don't care. Why?
You're a
He's just
poopy
calling
head.
him dumb.
I
It's
just
so
throw it out.
Okay,
stupid to look
here's
at.
here's something to
It's
talk
like,
about real
You're
quick.
dumb.
Why are people so high up nowadays so goddamn childish? Like why isn't
What?
They're like, you're dumb.
what's the deal with everyone so high up being so childish nowadays? Like it feels like it's not I don't feel like I'm watching a government debate. I feel like this is like middle school debate right here where kids are just like, you my Pokemon cards and the racial bias.
Is I missed that part of middle school and elementary school when they're running for class. I guess it can still happen in all these schools. The class president campaigns are the funniest part of the year.
But this shit runs our entire country, bro.
That's true. That's true.
Disease.
However,
everyone's just sort of aging back down. Just because 2020, it's an even number year, so everyone's mental age starts just declining from here on
exactly.
out.
True.
It's like the superheroes.
Hello, are you going or am I going?
Tyler.
Okay. I was gonna say it's like those 11-year-olds when they found about the mental age test, and then they like posted on their story, and I'm like,
I'm mentally
48,
yeah,
bitch. Let me slide.
I'm mentally 48, so I'm old enough. Yeah, I'm mentally 400. I'm ancient.
Man, you think there's a case out there where someone was
awesome
like,
if
it's okay, even though they're not.
Don't even.
Okay, we're not.
Roblox they have underneath their name. Underneath their name, they have like vampire doesn't like people.
You know, it's gonna be a good hypothetical when you start off with in Roblox.
People should just have that.
I think they should allow that. Like they're doing they should allow when you're 13 to just choose like whatever you want to be, and it just like you can get biohacked into that. So if you legit just want to become like a vampire, you just can. That'd be awesome. That'd be freaking sweet.
Bro, I'd turn into like Pikachu or some shit like that so I could tase people.
That's what'd be funny is if you had one choice when you were 13, it'd be whatever you were obsessed with as a middle schooler, you would turn into for the rest of your life.
Man, so imagine someone being like, "Damn, I love
man at like a stockbroker, and he'd just be like a My Little Pony character. He'd just be like Applejack from My Little Pony, and he'd be like, "Yeah, so we're gonna have to sell 2.4 today.
Though.
It's not gonna be great, but it's just gonna have to be how it is." And everyone's just staring at him.
Man, imagine how many Fortnite characters and Steves there would be.
That'd be awesome. That'd be pretty epic.
Going to work and the buddy in the cubicle next to you is Steve. Yeah. My man's just like blocking and shit.
Man, God always bring up.
You spot a Joe Biden working at McDonald's.
The Chungaloid.
We're at 27. I say we conclude with
Yeah,
Matthew needs to say
that was good.
Funny today. Give me a funny. Give someone a funny. Say something funny. He's got something funny.
Okay, I got something
Say
funny.
big chungus, I swear. God damn it, Matthew.
I was actually at McDonald's yesterday.
You gotta do it in Seinfeld
drive-thru.
So I was at McDonald's the other day.
What's the deal with the Travi Patty?
So I was at McDonald's. So I was at McDonald's and I was like, can I get a motherfucking McFlurry? And then they gave me a McFlurry.
Pulled out his
and when the guy was handing me the McFlurry, he looked me dead in the eyes.
And you said, is that Matthew from the famous podcast, Bathtime Boys?
Wow.
And he said, can I get
wow.
one?
That's it for Bathtime Boys. The show's done.
That wasn't funny. I'm ending my recording. Goodbye, guys.
We're killing
Thank you for
Matthew.
listening. Tune in to our other episodes coming every Wednesday. Follow us on the social medias. Tyler stopped recording, but he's laughing hysterically right now at what the fuck Matthew just said. Thank you guys.